Hey there, this is Andrew bringing you another Keyforge deck reveal and review. This is going to be a Dark Tidings deck. And let's see. Okay, I already kind of tapped into the houses here. I see Unfathomable, Shadows and Logos. This is Absurdly Plucky Ewing. And you remember to organize things so I can guess the houses. But hey, these are good houses. I'm expecting some strong disruption in Unfathomable and, getting to manipulate the board. Some efficiency in Logos, and maybe setting up cool combos. And then in Shadows, I am looking for Amber Control and some damage. I would love to get Dark Discovery with good archive package, but we'll see what all we get here. I feel like this display has been pretty good so far. All right, we should start with the Logos. Ooh, Howling Pit. It's an artifact with a bonus amber. It's a location. Each player draws an extra card at the end of their turn. Mind Bullets, that's interesting. It's an action. When you play it, you deal 1 damage to each creature for each card you've played this turn. I've not seen this very much, even though it's just an uncommon, so it should show up. But yeah, very interesting card, and it does count itself. Novu Archaeologist is a 4-power cyborg scientist with action. Archive a card from your discard pile. 2 of those. Interesting. And if we can keep those on the board, that's an interesting way to set up cool combos. Ooh, Think Twice. Another way to get a card back from the discard pile. You play an action card from your discard pile, then purge it. It's an action. Final Analysis. This one has a draw pip on it. It's an action, and it says destroy each creature. Each player draws a card for each creature they control that was destroyed this way. Very interesting. Hydro Cataloger is an artifact with a bonus amber. It's an item, and it says after a player raises the tide, they archive the top card of their deck. Infomorph is a 4-power mutant with enhanced to draw pips. We already saw one of them. And here's another one, Static Charge has it. Static Charge is an upgrade with a bonus amber. This one got a draw pip on it, and it gets this creature gains at the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to each of this creature's neighbors. Nice offensive upgrade. Got 2 static charges. Nice. And then a submersive principle. This is an action. When you play it, each player loses half their amber, or loses 1 amber. If the tide is high, each player loses half their amber instead, rounding down the loss. One more Logos card coming. Talmadge Steelheart is a 3-power human. When you play it, you give it a +1 power counter for each card you've played this turn, including it. Interesting. I mean, 4 Amber Pips in here. Um, it's kind of a weird setup. I'm interested to see what happens with Think Twice in the off houses. But yeah, I'm not in love with this Logos. Let's see what we get in Shadows. Ooh, Dead Man's Chest. That's interesting. It's an artifact with a bonus amber. It's a treasure. When you play it, you put 4 amber on it from the common supply, and then you deal 2 damage to a creature. It says that after 6 or more creatures are destroyed in a turn, if Dead Man's Chest is ready, move each amber from it to the active player's pool. I mean, this could be cool on a turn right before, say, Final Analysis. Destroy everything, draw 4 cards, or draw a lot of cards, get 4 amber. Ooh, Brand also nice with the Final Analysis. 3-power Elf Thief with Skirmish. Play, your opponent gains 1 and destroyed steal 1. And if you play both these on the same turn, it sets up an interesting conundrum where your opponent could maybe blow things up, including Brand, but they'd have to fire the Dead Man's Chest. Lil Nif is a 2-power Elf Thief with Omega, Deploy, and Elusive. After one of its neighbors fights, you steal 1. That's it's always interesting, not reliable effect, but pretty interesting. Trickle Down Theory is a great card. This is an artifact. It's a power. When you play it, you raise the tide. That's the first tide raising card we've seen so far in this deck. And it has Omni, gain an amber if your opponent has 6 or more. That's always nice. Ooh, here's another Tide Raiser. Cement Shoes is an action with a bonus amber. When you play it, you deal 2 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, raise the tide. Did Dead Man's Chest say it has to be ready? Yeah, it does have to be ready. So you can't play it and fire it on the same turn, is effectively what that means. Gas Pipes Malone is a 3-power elf thief. Before it fights, the creature it fights captures 1 from its own side. Good amber control. Hard Simpson is a 4-power elf thief with elusive, and it says that after it's dealt damage, you steal 1, but if the tide is low, your opponent steals 1 instead. What do we have to deal damage? I mean, we have the Cement Shoes, that's okay. The Dead Man's Chest. Let's see what else. Another Hard Simpson, though. 3 Hard Simpsons. That could be really good. I just wish we had like Kerwallop or something in here. And Mind Bullets could be really good here. The problem is that you're playing Mind Bullets on the next turn, and so these have to survive and not have your opponent abuse them against you. Hobnobber is a 3-power elf thief. It has action if your opponent has 6 or more amber, steal 2. It's a nice effect, just really hard to keep it alive. Oh, Hornswoggle is an action with a bonus amber. When you play it, you use an enemy artifact as if it were yours. So some of this shadow stuff, because we don't have enough immediate do damage to the Hard Simpsons, I kind of suspect we're going to have to rely on the disruption from the Unfathomable to just slow the opponent down enough that we can use all this stuff. 2 Hornswoggles, interesting. All right, let's check out the Unfathomable here. Oh, nice, another destruction effect, which could fire the Dead Man's Chest. Oops. Sleep with the Fishes is an action with a bonus amber. When you play it, you destroy each exhausted creature. And hopefully there are ways in here to exhaust enemy creatures. Like Thundertoe, an action with a bonus amber that says play exhaust 2 creatures, deal 2 damage to each exhausted creature. Nice. Horrid Cynan is a 4-power beast with poison. And actually, this, by the way, could get through wards, right? Thundertoe and then Sleep with the Fishes. Even if there are wards, you deal the damage with Thundertoe, and then you Sleep with the Fishes to kill them. So Horrid Cynan's a 4-power beast with poison. 2 of those. Maelstrom is an action. When you play it, you put each creature on top of its owner's deck in a random order, and then you get 2 chains. Very nice board control effect in the right situation. We have a Portal. It's an action with a bonus amber. When you play it, if the tide is high, you archive it. Otherwise, you raise the tide. This can be really nice. In multiples, it might be worth even taking chains to get it. I have a deck with 3 of these that is pretty bonkers. But otherwise, just getting a free tide raise is fine. And you can go into like a Rakuzel's Chant with it, for example. So Rakuzel's Chant is an action with the bonus amber. When you play it, you exhaust a creature. If the tide is high, you exhaust each creature instead. And obviously, you combine that with Thundertoe or Sleep with the Fishes, and you are blowing up a lot of stuff. Sink or Swim is an action. When you play it, you choose either your opponent discards a random card from their hand, or you exhaust a creature in each of its neighbors. And if you're setting up a Sleep with the Fishes, you might even like leave the tide low if possible. Play Rakazil's Chant, play Sink or Swim, and then Sleep with the Fishes, and then you destroy 4 enemy creatures, but none of your own, which would be really good. Another Sink or Swim. Storm Surge is an action. When you play it, your opponent cannot ready cards during the ready card step of their next turn. That will really keep them behind for a while. That can really slow people down. 2 of those. And lastly, Wacolia is a 3-power beast with Reap. Keats cost +2 during your opponent's next turn. So this is interesting, but we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just wish we had more to do with the Hard Simpsons, like some Kerwallops or something. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, 12 Ember Pips is pretty good. But yeah, I wish I felt like I could just reliably hit the Hard Simpsons, and the fact that it's so iffy is just a little on the sad side to me. But yeah, that was Absurdly Plucky Ewing. Hope you enjoyed and that you'll get out and forge some keys.